If you've ever given someone your all only to be met with cold silence, it can be very upsetting and make you feel lost. But here's the thing. You don't have to accept this. You can change the situation and turn the tables. In today's video, we'll talk about how to use Stoic principles to deal with a woman's sudden lack of interest in you. I'll show you how to use this difficult situation as a chance for personal growth and strength. By learning how to respond instead of react, you'll show her how wrong it is for her to undervalue you. Are you ready to stop being pushed to the sidelines and take charge of your own story? Stay tuned as we talk about how to get your self-worth back and make her feel bad about losing a real man. If this speaks to you, please like, follow, and hit the notification button. Bell. Let's make this right together. 1. Give her the cold shoulder in return. When a woman gives you the cold shoulder, your first instinct might be to try to make things right by pursuing her. But I'm here to share a Stoic-inspired strategy that will help you resist those urges. If she chooses to ignore you, do the same. But do it out of deep self-respect and a sense of your own worth. If nothing else, think about the Stoic theory, which stresses emotional independence and inner peace. Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not over events outside of it." Realize this, and you will find strength by applying this knowledge. Know that chasing someone who doesn't care about you is the same thing as giving up your independence. This, my friend, is a very big mistake. Imagine you're online, liking her posts and trying to get together with her to go on a date, but all you get are her comments, or even worse, is the dreaded read without response. Many people would then increase their efforts by sending more messages and making more calls. In a last-ditch effort to get her attention, this only pushes her farther away because she can tell you're desperate and knows she has the upper hand. If she ignores you, keep your cool. To keep your cool, do something that is easy to understand but hard to do. Turn away from someone who doesn't return your attention. This sends a strong message. When you take this stance of stoic indifference, you not only protect your own self-respect, but you also plant doubts in her mind. Questions like, does he no longer care? Or, has he found someone more interesting? Start to erode her confidence. By taking this stance, you drastically change the relationship dynamic. She is no longer the center of your world, which makes her feel insecure because everyone wants to be valued, especially by someone they've previously captivated. This shift not only boosts your own self-worth, but it also makes her feel like she can't get your attention, which makes it more valuable to her. It's important to remember that this is not about being rude or disrespectful. It's about allocating your attention wisely, with civility and respect, but without the eagerness to respond promptly or remain perpetually accessible. Redirect your energies towards personal growth and endeavors that genuinely matter. This transformation in attitude is likely to prompt her to reconsider her stance towards you. Ultimately, what you're cultivating here is a reclamation of your dignity and an affirmation of your self-worth. Let me tell you, there is scarcely anything more alluring to a woman than a man who is self-assured and does not tolerate being marginalized. In the majority of cases, such a demeanor will not only bring her back, but will ensure that when she does, you are the one steering the situation. Until then, continue to enrich your life, secure in the knowledge that the true loss is hers, not yours. Number 2, remove her from your life. Let's cut straight to the chase. It's time to free yourself from the mental shackles this woman has unwittingly placed on you. If she's indifferent towards you, if she fails to recognize your value, then why? My friend, are you still allowing her to occupy your thoughts? It sounds straightforward to detach, yet the execution is where many falter. Here's how you can do it based on Stoic thinking. First, accept that worrying about someone who doesn't feel the same way about you is a huge drain on your mental and emotional energy. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said that we suffer not from the events in our lives, but from how we judge them. If your judgment is clouded by thoughts of someone who doesn't care about you, you're only holding yourself back. The key is to refocus your energy. Take a step back and think about what really matters in your life. What are your ambitions and what drives you? Make a list of your most important goals, the ones that are in line with your values and long-term vision for yourself. Do things that are important to you and will help you reach your goals, whether they're advancing your career, learning a new skill, getting in the best shape of your life, or starting a creative project. For example, if one of your goals is to get in peak physical condition, instead of dwelling on her absence, put your emotional energy into a strict workout routine. This will not only improve your physical health, but it will also boost your confidence and mental clarity every time you reach a milestone, whether it's setting a new personal best, running a faster mile, or just sticking to your routine. Enjoy that victory. This party isn't about ego. It's about making yourself feel better about your value and worth as you achieve small goals. As you grow and change, people around you, including the woman who ignored you, will start to notice. She may realize that you're no longer the man who was waiting around for her, but someone who's on a path of growth and self-improvement, which can spark her interest in ways you might not have imagined. But the real victory, my friend, is realizing that she was never necessary for your happiness. You'll see that the world is full of opportunities with people who will genuinely appreciate and improve your life. And you'll realize that staying focused on someone who doesn't value you was hurting yourself. Stoic words. This is about understanding how much power you have inside you. Marcus Aurelius once said that the quality of your thoughts determines the happiness of your life. By taking her out of your mind and focusing on your own growth, you're not only getting over her, you're also reaching a higher level of being where you're stronger, more confident, and most importantly, truly happy. Do yourself a favor and remove her from your thoughts. Clear her out of your mind and focus on creating something amazing that makes you feel proud and gives you a sense of purpose. As you continue to rise, she may regret losing you when she sees the man you've become, a man who doesn't need her approval anymore, but by then, the power will be fully in your hands. You will decide if she deserves a place in your life, not hers. Number 3. Show who is in charge when a woman doesn't care about you. Many men get stuck in self-doubt and the wrong idea that they need to work harder to get her attention again. Instead, I urge you to take a calm approach. How to really judge a man lies not in persistently pursuing someone, but in loving himself enough to turn down small amounts of love. Having high value means keeping your cool and believing in your own worth no matter what she does. If she seems distant or uninterested, it's important to not only act like it doesn't bother you, but also let go of the need for her praise. How can you show this kind of silent strength? Focus on yourself first, and keep living your life as if her change in attitude doesn't matter. When she sees that her lack of interest doesn't bother you, she might start to wonder if he's really not affected, or if he's so sure of himself that he doesn't need my approval anymore. These doubts can tip the scales in your favor, making her curious and maybe even regretting her decision. Stoicism shows us how important it is to grow and improve ourselves. Use the fact that she doesn't care as a reason to improve your fitness even more. Move up in your job and work on your personal projects more. Spending money on yourself not only makes you feel better about your own self-worth, but it also makes you more beautiful, like bees to honey. Honey. People are drawn to people who are sure of themselves and moving forward. If she sees you succeeding and beating her while she stays the same, she might change her mind. Also, keep up a lively and interesting social life. Spend time with friends, meet new people, and always be moving. It shows that your happiness isn't dependent on a single person, that your life is already full and fulfilling, and that anyone who joins is just adding to a rich tapestry. This is the very definition of high value. Remember that acting not to care is not the point. The point is to really know and live the truth that you are the prize. If she doesn't see how valuable you are, that's her mistake, not yours. Keep being the man who doesn't give up easily, who stands firm, and who lives a happy life without needing approval from others. How you see yourself is very important. If you see yourself as a man of great value, others, including her, will see you that way too. Do not let her lack of interest affect you. Instead, keep growing and showing the world that you are unique. When she finally understands this, when she sees that you are no longer following the rules but instead living your best life, she will probably see you in a new light, and that is when you, not she, will decide if she has any role in your life. This is the essence of Stoic autonomy. You control your reactions and ultimately your destiny. If you've made it this far and found this video helpful, please leave a comment below saying, "I hold my destiny," to let us know how it resonated with you. Your feedback is very important to us and helps us make even more useful videos. Don't get upset in what a maze dating and relationships can be. Many men make the mistake of overreacting emotionally when a woman abruptly stops communicating with them. This is why keeping a calm attitude can help you. Imagine you've been communicating with a woman, exchanging messages, making calls, and maybe even picturing a future together. All of a sudden, she stops responding to you. It's normal to feel frustrated, confused, and even betrayed. It's also normal to wonder how she could have ignored your connection so quickly. The real disaster happens when these feelings control what you do. When men are turned down, they often become desperate. They might send heartfelt pleas, ask for answers, or even point the finger at her. But let me be clear. Nothing turns a woman off faster than a man who can't keep his cool. This not only makes her think you're emotionally dependent, but it also makes her feel like she has power over the situation. What the Stoics teach us, particularly through the wisdom of Epicus, is that our reactions to external events are within our control, even if the events themselves are not men, are disturbed not by things but by the principles and notions which they form concerning things. When she ignores you, maintain your equanimity. Recognize it as part of the human experience, impermanent, and not entirely within your control. Instead of letting her indifference unsettle you, focus on yourself, engage in activities that enrich your life, whether it's diving into a personal project, enjoying time with friends, or simply relishing your solitude. Make these moments count. By doing so, you demonstrate that your happiness and peace of mind are not tethered to her attention, or lack thereof. This approach showcases maturity, self-assurance, and a profound understanding of your worth. It's not merely about pretending not to care, but genuinely finding fulfillment in your own life's pursuits, independent of her actions. Such a stance is not only attractive and interesting to her, it might even make her wonder if she was ignoring you as a test or to see how you would react. So, my friend, stay calm and answer. Don't react. Be strategic. Don't be impulsive. Instead of worrying about what she might be thinking or doing, keep living your life with purpose and not worry about what she might think or do. When she realizes that her plan to upset you has failed, she will probably come back, driven by curiosity and a newfound respect for your strength. When that time comes, you will be in a strong position, having shown that you are not a man to be manipulated by emotional games. This may make her regret taking your attention for granted, which will make you value yourself more than ever. When a woman stops paying attention to you, the most powerful tool in your arsenal is not words, but deep silence. This isn't about having fun or playing games. Petty revenge is a tough way to protect yourself and show respect. You stop chasing after her to question or explain things. Instead, you quietly pull away from her, which can deeply upset her. The power of silence lies in how it directly challenges her expectations. If she was used to your constant attention and engagement, the sudden lack of it leaves a void that makes her feel insecure. She might wonder if he's lost interest or if someone else has her attention. These doubts start to erode her confidence. Subtly changes. Even though the odds are in your favor, this strategy isn't about abruptly disappearing. It's about responding to her advances with politeness, but a clear lack of enthusiasm. You take longer to respond, you're often busy with other things, and most importantly, you don't show any signs of emotional disturbance. This slow exit doesn't sound spoiled. It's a respectful take-back of your time and energy. You're showing that you've moved past her impact, not that you're hurt or at your peak. The tough Epictetus said that peace starts when expectation ends. When you give someone the silent treatment, you invoke this principle, creating an air of mystery and independence that is naturally interesting. At first, she might try to test your defenses by sending you casual messages or interacting with you on social media to see how you react. At this point, it's important to keep your composed detachment reply ready in case you need to, but make sure it's short and lacks any previous warmth. The message is clear. No longer does her appearance or absence affect how you feel. This makes her think about what she did and how important she thought your attention was to her. The magic of prolonged silence is that it makes her feel even more lost. As the silence lasts, she becomes more aware of your absence, which makes her think more deeply about herself. She starts to see the difference between the caring person you used to be and the mysterious person you've become. A strong drive will push her to try to understand and maybe even bond with you. Use stoic silence not as a game but as a sign of your self-worth. It's about showing that you're whole and don't accept half measures or tepid interest. When she realizes she can't take your attention for granted anymore, she will face the true value of what she ignored. At that point, you hold the cards and decide with the calm assurance of a stoic whether she deserves to come back into your life. This strategy doesn't just give you back your power, it positions you as a person with depth and self-respect, forcing her to realize how big of a mistake she made. If you've made it this far and found this video helpful, please leave a comment below. Accept the silent treatment to let us know how this content has affected you. Your feedback is very important to us and helps us make even more useful content. Now let's go back to number 6 and show her she did a great job. If a woman doesn't care about you or treats you badly, don't give up. Being passive is the opposite of being strong. Instead, my friend, use that rejection as a spark to propel yourself forward. Not mainly to make her feel bad about what she did, though that often happens as a result, but to reach heights you never thought possible. The first step on this life-changing journey is deep self-investment. This goes out beyond physical fitness or cosmetic improvements, which are both good for you, and focusing on growing every part of your life, such as advancing your job, learning new skills, and rekindling passions that have been dormant. Push yourself to reach new heights. This multidimensional enhancement lets everyone know that you are a very valuable, independent, and self-sufficient person. The real beauty of this process is its own prize. Seeing your own evolution gives you confidence and success, which will always catch her attention. But the sweetest realization comes when you realize that your growth wasn't for her approval, but for your own happiness. You're becoming the best version of yourself no matter what other people think. Here's a useful hint. Use social media wisely instead of trying to make people jealous or show off your health. Just talk about the best parts of your life, celebrating your accomplishments and new experiences in a way that feels real, not fake. We'll test her perception when she sees these glimpses of your thriving life without her limitation or diminution. She will realize that while she was gone, you were growing and becoming an even more impressive person. This will change the situation significantly. As she sees your progress and the life you've built without her, she may feel a strong desire to re-enter your world. But by then, you will be strong, because you no longer need her presence for approval or happiness. If she wants to return, she will find herself wanting in the face of your whole life, which will show her clearly that her choice to ignore you was a grave mistake. Through your strength and self-improvement, show her that you are much more than what she imagined. Use this rejection to become the man you've always wanted to be. In this way, what seemed like a painful rejection at first will turn out to be a priceless gift. Being ignored was the spark that made you a better person, so show her she made a big mistake by ignoring you. Show her that you are stronger, more tough, and completely independent. Not only is this stoic transformation about rising above, it's also about understanding that her rejection is not a setback in the grand scheme of your life, but rather a setup for a greater revelation of your true potential. Number 7. Make her realize 7. Make her realize what she's lost. As we go deeper into strategies that really work, let's talk about creating a deep sense of loss that will upset her in ways you might not have expected. When a woman starts to ignore your praise, the last thing you should do is act like you need her attention or try to explain away her lack of interest. That's a bad idea. Instead, you should show her that she's at risk of losing something valuable. This isn't about manipulating her. It's about recognizing and claiming your own worth in human relationships. The interesting thing is that people tend to value something or someone more when they think they might lose it. This is especially true in romantic relationships. If you are always available, always responsive, and always in pursuit, she might see you as a fixture, something permanent and unexciting. This makes her less interested in you, but if you change your behavior by stepping back, focusing on other parts of your life, and spending time with other people, she might wonder if he is pulling away because he has found someone more interesting, and she might wonder if she is losing him. You want to plant this question so that you can start focusing your energy on things that are important to you. Goals of an IT worker. Interests like traveling or making new friends. When you post pictures of your exciting adventures, accomplishments, and personal growth on social media, it lets her know that you aren't as available as you used to be. This change should be made slowly and subtly. Let her know that your attention has moved on to other things and that your world isn't just about her anymore. The thought of losing you will probably make her feel very sad, especially if she thought you would always be there for them. As she sees you becoming more distant and enjoying life without her, she may start to rethink how little she used to care about you. Bear in mind, though, that your main goal is not to upset her or play with her feelings. Your main goal is to stand up for yourself and show that your happiness and contentment don't depend on her approval. If this helps her see the value she missed, that's an added bonus. No matter who is with you on the journey, your main goal should always be personal growth and becoming the best version of yourself. By doing this, you embody the Stoic ideal of self-sufficiency and inner strength, which will make her think twice about not only her actions, but also the chance she may have missed. 8. Act like she's invisible. If you want a woman to realize she made a mistake by ignoring you, show her through your actions that she is no longer important to you. This isn't about being mean or cruel. It's a Stoic practice of self-preservation and putting your well-being first. By removing her from your life, you protect your emotional health and put your dignity above her indifference. How do you successfully make someone invisible? You stop paying attention to them completely. This means not starting a conversation, not responding to her social media posts, and not noticing when she tries to get your attention in your world. Just stops existing. This lack of attention can hit her hard because it goes against her hopes of being the center of your life, which is a big blow to her ego. Stoic philosophers teach us that peace comes from within, not from outside sources. In his writings, Marcus Aurelius said that to live a happy life, all you need is to change the way you think. If you think this way, ignoring her isn't just a response. It's a statement that you are independent and happy with or without her during this time when you think she doesn't care. Pay attention to the people who value and respect your presence. There are many people in the world who will see how valuable you are and enjoy it. So why should you linger on someone who doesn't see it? Shifting your attention to someone else will not only make your life better, but it will also help you understand that her absence is not a loss. As time goes on, she'll probably notice that you're not interested in her anymore, which may make her feel uneasy. The thought of someone who once cared deeply moving on so quickly is unsettling. This change in dynamics might make her rethink her actions and how much she valued your attention. If she tries to re-enter your life, the power dynamic has irrevocably changed. You now hold the reins, deciding if her renewed interest fits with the life you've cultivated without her. This choice is made from a place of strength and self-confidence, not out of need or desperation. By practicing Stoic indifference and making her invisible in your life, you not only protect your emotional health, but also show that you are a man of high self-esteem and independence. Once she understands how big of a mistake she made, you'll find that the most appealing position is one in which you don't need her to feel whole. Realizing that you are happy being alone is the best proof of your independence and the most attractive trait a man can have. Remember to keep your cool as we talk about one of the most important parts of Stoic philosophy: keeping your cool and controlling your feelings. The worst thing you can do when a woman doesn't care or doesn't care about you at all is show emotional weakness. Showing signs of anger or hurt only reinforces her sense of control over the emotional landscape. Instead, you should show the opposite emotional detachment, not as a sign of coldness, but as proof of your unwavering control over your feelings. When I tell you to be emotionally detached, I'm not encouraging you to be rude or insensitive. On the contrary, I want you to keep your cool and respect, so that her actions or lack of actions don't affect how you feel. If she ignores you, answer her quickly and politely. If she provokes you, don't react to it, because the message must be clear. Her behavior doesn't affect your emotional balance. This stance is not only a testament to your self-assurance, but also to your emotional independence traits that are inherently attractive. Commonly, men react to such situations in one of two ways. They either pursue fervently, seeking to rectify perceived wrongs, or they react with visible frustration. Both reactions inadvertently validate her influence,